Evening, everyone. Welcome to another Monday night strength and mobility. So we'll just give everybody a couple of minutes as normal. I'll say it now and I'll probably say it again a few times. You need a mat. I've got some water with me and also a couple of cushions, pillows. I've got one cushion and one bolster. They will be super nice. I'm just going to grab my watch and get ready. So we've got about a minute before we get going. So yes, the first half of today, got a message. Hi, Tom and Alex. Yes, the first half of today is strength and firiness, and then the second half, nice and stretchy. So these are for our second half. So like I said, I've got a cushion and a bolster. Bolster will be really nice for underneath your legs. So I'm just going to pop them up on the sofa. So yes, you'll need them for the second half. So let's get down. We're going to start on all fours. So think about that nice strong tabletop position. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hip point. Again, you're pushing away. So it's like you're doming through the upper back, really pushing belly button up to spine. And we're going to take a couple of cat-cows here. So we're just starting with mobilization through the spine. So belly down, breathe in. Look up. Breathe out, really squeeze belly button to spine. Think about a cat here. And then breathe in, come forward. Include your neck today. So really think about including your neck in all of these movements. Breathe out. And a couple more in your own time. Incorporating the neck and your breath. So we're thinking about those big, deep belly breaths. Last one. Okay, come to that neutral position. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees under the hip points. Think about pushing away. Now today, draw an imaginary line down the center of your mat. That is the midline. That is the place that the center, so your nose points down straight to, belly button points down straight to. So you're going to extend 1 foot out, just rock back and forth on the toes. And then on a breath in, heel goes up, toes point down. Now work on equal weight distribution through your hands. If you're good here, you're going to breathe in, add the opposite arm, thumb up towards the ceiling. Breathe in here. Breathe out, round it, knee to nose is what I was going to say. But more nose to knee. Okay, come forward. Then we're going to take it into a fire hydrant. So hand is sliding back while our knee comes over. So think about a dog at a fire hydrant. Breathe in here. Breathe out. We're going back out. Breathe in, reach. Breathe out, knee to nose. Breathe in, reach forward. Breathe out, fire hydrant. So think about the midline. Breathe in, come out. Breathe out, squeeze it in. Think about nose, belly button over that line. Breathe in, stretch out. Breathe out, fire hydrant. We're going to hold it here. Try and lift the knee, lift the elbow a little higher. 3, 2, 1. Come down. Elbows are going to go down where the hands were. You're going to walk the knees back. We're going to take puppy posture here. Breathe in, look forward. Breathe out, forehead down to the mat. So we're getting a big stretch, a big opening through the chest and shoulders here. As you breathe in, you should feel yourself rise, pushing away from the mat. As you breathe out, you'll feel yourself come down. Breathe in and out. Okay, walk it back up to tabletop position. So draw that imaginary line again. Same thing on the other side. So we'll start off with the leg. Breathe in. Breathe out, extend that leg out. We're going to rock forward and back. Okay, breathe in, lift the heel up. Breathe out. Next breath in, if you want, you're going to add in the arm. Thumb up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Squeeze it in. Breathe in, reach out. Breathe out, fire hydrant. So you're really sliding that palm back, finding those angles. Breathe in, come to center. Breathe out, round in. Breathe in, reach out. Breathe out. Breathe in, reach out. Breathe out, knee to nose. Last fire hydrant, breathe in, stretch out. Breathe out. Fire hydrant, we're going to hold it here. 3, 2, 1, come down. You're going to walk your hands out a little bit, really spread through all of the fingertips. Curl the toes under if they aren't already. Lift the tailbone up, downward facing dog. So pedal it out through the heels. Keep working on those big deep breaths. In this position, you should really feel your belly expand against your legs. Again, think about the neck. So nice and loose. For me, I will nod the head, shake the head. Just check that I'm not gripping in the neck. So here we're going to do some roll throughs. So if you take a peek at me, you're going to imagine there's something again in the center of your mat, but going lengthways, widthways, I should say. You're going to roll through on your tippy tip toes. Breathe in, come over. Breathe out, you're going to push your heels back, really push away from the mat. Breathe in, come forward. Breathe out, downward facing dog. So off we go together and really think about that obstacle on your mat. You're not going to touch it. Then when you're in plank, push your heels back. I'm looking between my hands, coming forward, downward facing dog. Just going to do 3 more, so nice and slow. Really controlling the movement. Think about that line of the spine. So from your tailbone all the way up to the crown of your head, a nice straight line. I think this is the last one. When you get to that tall plank position, you're going to stay there. You're really squeezing the legs together. You can drop the knees. We're going to slowly lower down to the belly. So you're going to come forward again. Elbows sucking into your side. Slowly lower down as slow as you can go. Flip the feet. We're going to press up to cobra. So very little weight in the hands. Breathe out, come down. Breathe in, curl the toes under. Lift the kneecaps so you can go to all fours to downward facing dog, or if not, breathe in, come up to plank, breathe out, downward facing dog. Okay, pedal through the feet again. Breathe in. Lift up the right foot. you're going to go knee to nose here. So really think about that hurdle again. Knee to nose. Get back. Breathe in here. Breathe out, knee to nose. Remember, you can always lower this back knee. Breathe in, kick it back. Last one, knee to nose. You're going to step that back foot forward. So right foot is forward. And we're going to high lunge. As I said, first half, nice and strong. Second half, we're stretching it out. So think about knee over the ankle, really pushing back through your hip point. High lunge. Woo. So you can be as high up as you like. If you really want to work on that leg strength, we're going to come nice and low, bend both legs. Then when we're in this position with our tailbone really tucked underneath us, you're going to push out with that back heel. Okay, hands can be at the waistline, down by the side, or breathe in, come belly to thigh, breathe out, high lunge. Now really think about the breath in here, you're finding lift, breathe out, find the grounding. Next breath in, we're all going to come belly to thigh, hands down. Breathe out, you're going to step that back foot up slightly. Then walk the hands out about another foot's difference in front of you. Our balancing pose today. Come onto the tippy tiptoe, lift that back foot up. So we're in standing splits here, but toes point down, heel points up. Hips are in line, not stacked. Now here, think about that line from the crown to the base of the spine. Looking down. So really strong standing leg. You might be happy here, or you can lift one hand to the calf. And then if you want that challenge for the balance, you can lift both. Really find that place to look down. So I'm spotting at a spot on my floor. Breathe. Bend the legs. You're going to come up. We're not going to put that back foot down. You're going to stand up. Then you're going to cross that back left foot over the thigh. Sit down nice and low. So bend the knees. Breathe in. Breathe out. We're going to kick it back. But this time we're not going to drop our hands. So if you need something to grab onto to balance, please do. So you can grab a chair. You can move so the sofa's near you. So we're going to kick it out. So breathe out. Palms face down, toes down, heel up. Breathe in here. Breathe out. Really hug everything in. Knee comes up. Then we cross it over. Sit down. Nice and low. 2 more to go. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lift that knee up. Kick it out. So strong arms. So imagine I'm pressing my hands into a surface. Breathe in here. Breathe out. Reel that back leg in. Lift the knee up. Cross it over. Sink nice and low. 1 to go. Sit, breathe in. Hug the knee up. Breathe out. Kick it back. Really think here. That lengthening out. You can add the arms in front of you if you like. 1 more breath. Breathe out. We're going to squeeze everything in. Squeeze the knee up. Cross it over. Sink down. 3, 2, 1. Stand up and shake the legs out a little bit. Going to have a quick drink, so join me if you want one. So, feet about hip width apart. Breathe in, reach up. Breathe out, come over. Forward fold. So we're just going to get our breath back here in forward fold. So just do whatever feels good here. So for me, it's grasping opposite elbow, just rocking back and forth. Bend your knees as generously as you like. You can just let the weight of the head hang over. Okay, now on your breath in, we're going to slide the palms up the legs to the thighs, loop the shoulders, push away and find that flat back position. So that figure 7 shape. Breathe in here, breathe out and down. So we're all going to step it back to plank. You can go straight from plank to downward facing dog, or we're going to roll through, lower down as slow as we can go. Lift it up, cobra. Breathe in. Breathe out, come down. Breathe in. Plank. Breathe out. Downward facing dog. So same thing on the other side. Breathe in. Slide the sole of the left foot up. Breathe out, knee to nose. Remember, you can lower that right knee down. Breathe in, kick it up. Breathe out, knee to nose. Breathe in, kick it up. Breathe out, knee to nose. Step that left foot up. And in your own time, we're going to come to high lunge. So find that base. Make sure you're really pulling back with your left hip crease. And then find that high lunge. So remember, you can be nice and tall. Bend that front knee as generously as you like. You can always bring a chair underneath that leg, just for a bit more support. You really want to go for the gold. You're going to bend the knees really generously, both knees, the back knee. Keep your tailbone underneath you, then push out with that back heel. Think nice and tall through the upper body. Hands can be where you like, but if you want to come into full high lunge, bring the arms up. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. You can see I'm constantly adjusting here. So I found that I was kind of coming forward, not tucking my tailbone. So bend the back knee again, then push out. Okay, next breath in, reach up, breathe out, come belly to thigh, hands come down. Then that back knee, step it up halfway. So you can always stay here, or if we want to go into that split, you can just bring your hands out in front of you, about another foot's difference in front. Come up. So first onto that big toe, then push your heel up and find that position. So breathe in and out. So try and be light in the fingertips. Whether or not you want to work on finding that balancing position or not, really think about pushing away and being light on the fingertips. If you want to try, find a spot, then lift one hand, come to the calf, and then go to the other. Ooh, much more difficult for me on this side. So see, I have to keep putting my hand down. One more breath in and out. Okay, slide that foot in. Remember, we're not going to put it down. First, squeeze the knee up. Cross that foot over the left thigh. Sit down nice and low. Just breathe in and out here. Find your balance. Find something to look at. Kind of down on the floor but ahead of you. Breathe in. We're going to lift the knee up to the chest. I'm definitely shaking this side. Breathe out. Kick it back. So toes down, heel up. Hands really reaching out. Palms face down. On your next breath in, bring the knee in, squeeze it up, hands come to the heart, cross that leg over, sit down nice and low. So you move in time with your breath now. So I don't mind whether your in and out is in a different position, doesn't matter, just nice deep breaths. Really big deep breaths are going to help you here. I'm squeezing that knee in. I can really feel this in my left glute. One more. Try not to rush, go nice and slow. Now you know what you're doing, you don't need to look at me. On that last one, you can bring your hands out in front of you if you want to go into the full warrior 3 position. And squeeze that leg up. Oh, I'm really struggling not to put it down. Cross it over. I'm going to be here. 3, 2, 1. Stand up nice and tall. Bring it down. Just going to pedal through the feet. And have a nice shake out if that feels good. I could really feel that in my left ankle. Okay, feet hip width apart. Breathe in, we're going to take a full body stretch. Breathe out, hands are going to go back, belly to thigh, forward fold. Again, we're going to take a moment here to find what feels good for you. Big breaths. Then on your next breath in, slide the hands up the shins to the thighs, loop the shoulders, push away. Breathe out. You're going to find that flat back. Really actively push your hands into your legs. Knees can be bent as generously as you need to here. You're thinking about that tea tray on your back. So flat, not over to one side. Breathe in. Breathe out, come down. You're going to step one foot back, then the other. Last time we're going to lower down, so you can go straight to downward facing dog if you want. We're going to lower down nice and slow. Baby cobra, breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, lift it up to plank. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Last little bit of strength work here. You're going to find that really good downward facing dog position. So imagine your biceps coming in towards your ears. You can always lower your knees if you need to. Big toes point in just slightly. Now you're going to lift one hand up. Reach out. So you can tap your leg or reach out. The further you reach out, the harder it's going to be. Plant the hand down. Reach out. Plant the hand down. Reach out. Keep that going in your time. Now try and reach back, so closer towards your leg, but low. Nearly there. We're going to do 3, 2. Last one. Plant both hands down. You're going to roll through in that position till your head and so your eyes, are in line with your thumbs. Bend your knees slowly, slow as you can go. Bring your knees down to the ground. Good work. Bring your big toes to touch. Knees nice and wide. Breathe in, look forward. Breathe out. Bring your bum back towards your heels. Really actively reach your hands forward. Breathe in, look forward. Breathe out. Forehead to the mat. We're just going to take a couple of breaths to bring the heart rate down in this position. So for me, I have a bit of a headache today, so gently rocking my forehead back and forth on the mat feels really good. Some pressure in my temples and my forehead. Really think about your belly rising against your legs. And on your breath out, try and get your sit bones a little bit closer to your heels. Your choice in the arms, it could be really actively reaching forward or just nice and soft. Whatever feels best. And if anybody has sore arms, I'm going to advise you to bring the palms together, bring them behind the back of the head, and then walk the elbows in front, and then sit back. So you should be feeling a big stretch down the backs of the arms. My arms are shaking. And then keep with the big breaths. So we're going to be moving into a little bit of active stretching. So I really encourage you to keep finding that big breath in and out. So you can come up when you're ready. Just going to take a quick drink. So yeah, really big breaths. Don't get kind of bogged down or confused with when you should breathe. Just breathe. Okay, so make your way to all fours when you're ready. We're now going to draw big circles with the right knee. So if when you do this, you find you get a bit of a cramping sensation in your foot, try and really spread your toes. And think about that midline. Then go in the opposite direction. So we are working the core here, but I'm really wanting us to mobilize through the hips. If you kind of have any kind of noise or clicking in your hips, that's fine. But if there's any pain, just make your circles much smaller. When you're ready, you're going to bring that right foot forward. We're going to come to low lunge. And find that good position. So ankle in line with the knee. Back foot, your foot could be down or toes curled under. I do not mind. So when you've found that good position, you're going to take your right thumb to the right hip crease, pull it back as you come up. Hands are going to come to the waistline here. Breathe in, think nice and tall. Breathe out, look up as you sink into that front leg. So you bring the breath. I will keep reminding you, but try and keep up with it. Okay, now belly to thigh. We're going to take a runner stretch. Your hands come down. Front right toes are going to point up towards the nose as you come back, pulling that hip crease back. Breathe in, look forward. Breathe out, round over, knee to nose. I should really say nose to knee because you're moving your nose down, but once you get in a habit of saying it, it's really hard not to. Feel that stretch in the meaty bit of your hamstring. Remember, we're not coming down, hips stay in line. I should have said earlier, but it might be nice to grab your cushion and bring it near you. So I will do that now. So roll through. We'll come back to this position. If your cushion is not, if you've got to move to get your cushion, we'll come straight back here. So it's just near me. Okay. So you're going to come up again. So we're going to bring the hands to the waistline, come up into that low lunge position, but we're not sinking into the front knee. You're stacked. You're going to bring your right forearm to the right thigh. Breathe in. Reach the left fingertips forward to turn. Now you might just look back, or if you can, you're going to come and bring that left foot up. You will catch the left foot if you can. We're going to take a quad stretch here. So if you can catch it, you're going to use your hand to push your foot closer towards you. Keep looking back. If you're here, no worries. Feel that nice big stretch in the chest. Ooh. So you should be feeling a big stretch down the front of the quad. Now sink into that front leg. It's going to bring it deeper into the quad. If that's too much for you, just back away. Sorry, I know you can see my back. Here a little bit longer. Keep breathing. Okay, slowly lower that back foot down. So resist the slingshot. Turn to face the front. You're going to plant both palms down. So we're coming to my favorite lizard pose. You're going to walk the right foot out a little bit and then turn your toes slightly out. So sort of what we're trying to think of here is that our knees and toe are in line. So as we get into this posture, your knees pushing out slightly. So knee and big toe are in line. Plant your palms down. So lizard posture here. For anybody that hasn't worked with me before or has never done this, you do have the option to kind of make it a bit fiery and come up off this back leg. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to encourage everybody to kind of take it more gently now. But if you're really craving it, you can take that. We are, if anybody wants to go deeper into this stretch, you're going to come down onto your forearms. Only if your body allows you to. You're thinking again from the crown of your head to your tailbone, that's nice straight line. So stretching out through the hips. If you're on your forearms, and your next breath in, you're going to come onto the palms. Now we're going to take pigeon, so you're going to heel, toe, your right foot across the mat. That's what's going to bring your knee down. Now, the cushion, I asked us to get it, because if you want, you can bring that cushion underneath the right bum cheek, just for a little bit of extra support. So if you find this stretch super intense, I encourage you to do that. If it's not, make sure your weight is in the center. So you're not over on that bum cheek, you're in the center. So really big stretch now through the hips, big hip opener. Really encourage you to have that back foot flat, really pressing into your toes. Now to take it a little step further, you'll come down to your forearms. And then if you want to go all the way, you can bring your forehead down. So again, another option, you could bring your cushion down and then bring your head down onto your cushion. We're going to be here for a few breaths. So I really want you to try and find that big, deep breath, whatever position you're in, where you can feel your belly expanding as the breath travels down. And then as it travels up, it contracts slightly. So the more we breathe, the more benefits we're going to get out of the stretch. Sometimes as I breathe out, I can feel kind of something unknotting, a muscle loosening. Just a couple more breaths. Make sure through the right foot, you're really pointing your toes. So strong right foot. When you're ready, you're going to press the palms up if they were down. And all we're going to do is walk the front foot back down to that all fours position. Sorry, you'll have to forgive me. Quite a few of my symptoms are playing up today, so I'm finding it hard to talk. So I'm doing my best, and I hope that it's okay. Trying not to stammer. Okay, I'm just going to do 2 cat-cows here. So belly down, look forward, and then breathe out. So some spinal flexion. Breathe in. Breathe out. So now the left knee, you're going to draw those circles. I can definitely feel now that my left side is super tight. So really be aware that this is going to feel very different from one side to the other. So circles one way, then the other. Remember, if you're getting any cramping in your foot, spread your toes. You're then going to step the left foot forward. So low lunge. I meant to say on the other side, if the stretch is too intense in that hip, just going to walk the back foot forward. If you want more, walk it back. Okay, peel back through the left hip to come up. Hands are to the waistline. Feeling that stretch out. And then you're going to come belly to thigh. And take your runner stretch. So left toes point up towards the nose. Come back through that left hip. Breathe in, look forward. Breathe out, round over. The hips are in line, not stacked. Next breath in, no rushing. You're going to roll through that front foot. Bring your left forearm to your left thigh. Come up. Breathe in. Bring your fingertips forward and around to face the back. If you can, you're going to lift the toes, grab your right foot for that quad stretch. If not, you're just going to stay looking. Ooh, sorry, moved my head and it made me come off balance. So good lesson. If you wobble around at any point, it's all good. We're all human. So you're going to look back. Again, if you want to test your balance, you're going to look forward. And then if you want more stretch, sink into the front hip crease. If you feel any pulling at the bottom of your quad towards your knee, just make sure your kneecap is kind of pushed forward. So it could be being dragged back. Just make sure it's pushed forward. Your other option is it might be because you're kind of pressing it into the floor, so you can double up on your mat or use your cushion underneath your knee. Then, with control, you're going to lower that back foot down. We're all going to face forward. You're going to plant both palms down, walk that foot out, and then walk your toes out slightly. So lizard pose on this side. So for me, it's going to feel very different from the other. You always have the option to lift the back knee. But if we really want to feel out this stretch, keep the knee down. And you have the option to come on to the forearms. Me on this side, that's too intense today, so I'm going to come back up onto the palms. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears. You're on your palms, pressing through all 10 fingerprints. So nice wide fingers. When you're ready, we're going to move into pigeon. So you're going to heel toe your left foot across the mat. And that's what's going to bring your hips down, your knee down. The closer your heel is in towards you, the less intense it's going to be. If you want more, you're going to walk it out. I don't think I'll ever be able to walk that heel out. But then you can always stick your cushion underneath your left bum cheek. With these classes, I don't think I've ever said bum cheek so much in my life, but it comes up quite often. So you're going to plant into the back toes. Remember, if you're not using a cushion, weight is in the center. You're not over on the left bum cheek. Okay, from there, your choice. You can stay here, or you can come down onto the forearms. And then just like last time, you have the option to bring your cushion in and then come forehead to your cushion. Nice and bright through the left toes, so that just means they're a little action, so I'm pointing them a little. And then just breathe. So nice, full, deep breaths. I'm not here for much longer, so just try and stick with it. Keep the skin of the face really relaxed. So if this is hard for you, try not to grimace. A good antidote for that one is to smile slightly. I know it sounds cheesy, but we're trying to relieve tension here, not add to it. When you're ready, you're going to press up. And then we're just going to slide that foot back. We're just going to shake the hips slightly side to side. Again, remember you might feel a little bit strange, but I'm doing this on camera. And then everybody bring one cushion down to the center of your mat. And you're going to grab the other one so it's close to you. So I've got a bolster because there's going to be two positions where we use it. And I think a bolster works really well, but so does a normal pillow if you don't have one. We're all going to sit on our cushion. So we're everybody's raising your sit bones up slightly. Now, hands are going to come to the knees. We're going to come chest forward and back. So somebody described this as like an old-fashioned coffee grinder. I think it might have been Yoga with Adrienne, so shout out to her. It's really nice kind of thought. But yeah, you're thinking about really smoothing your heart forward, your chest forward, and then as you come back, arching through the back, coming back. So we're just going to reverse it. So this is spinal health, spinal mobility. I'm going to do one more. Come to center. You're going to keep your left foot in and your foot's going to press it against the inside of your right leg. Straighten the right leg out. So now you'll grab your other pillow and you're just going to squeeze it into your belly. So first of all, you're going to pop your left hand on that pillow or cushion. Breathe in. We're going to take a side stretch. Breathe out. Breathe in. Bring both hands up. Breathe out. We're coming over the right leg. So it doesn't matter where your hands reach. They might come to your toes. They might not. It doesn't matter. Just going to bring your belly over the thigh, which is now on your cushion. So it's taking some support of the back. And just relaxing over. I'm really rounding over, letting my forehead rest on the pillow. We'll slowly roll it up. It's going to change size, so kick the left foot out, squeeze the right foot in. Just bring your pillow over. First of all, your right hand, your right forearm is going to plant on the pillow. You're going to reach up and over for a stretch. Then both hands up. Breathe in, reach up. Breathe out. Come over the left. Really make sure your pillow cushion is squeezed up to you. And hands just fall wherever. And really try and relax the head over, so no gripping in the neck. Slowly roll it up. We're going to make our way to our backs. So if you have a longer pillow cushion, you're going to leave it on the mat. You're going to take your smaller one and put it at the top of the mat. So just going to come and you're going to use this one underneath your knees. Just should be a nice bit of release on the hip creases, take some weight out of the legs. You're going to bring your head onto the other cushion. You're just going to rock your feet side to side. So this should be super comfy. If it's not quite right for you and you're not like in a state of bliss, then move things around to find that. So you might need to kind of fluff some of your cushions up a little bit. Make sure that that other cushion or pillow is right under the knees. And then you're going to snuggle the shoulder blades under, lift your chest, and then come down. And then wherever the hands feel really nice, so it could be on your belly, it could be down by the side. Just going to try and take a few moments here, just the last kind of minute together, to try and relax everything out. So I know some of this stuff kind of gets a bit lost. So leave what kind of doesn't work for you and just think about deep breaths, relaxing everything into the floor. So I sometimes start from my toes, working my way up to my head, really focusing on if I'm holding, gripping, loosening. Then that feeling of slowly sinking down. You might use this time for a bit of meditation. So just focusing on your breathing. Some people imagine stuff. So sometimes for me, especially in this position, I think about lying on a beach and then my breath brings the waves in and out. So sometimes I can even see the sun, feel the heat. But every time thoughts pop into your head, just go back to the breath. So don't try and squash them. Think, oh no, I'm supposed to be meditating. I'm supposed to be Zen. Just acknowledge that they're there and then let them go. Come back to your breath. Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. I really encourage you to just take a couple of minutes here without me to just relax and find a little bit of peace in your own home. To relax all of those muscles. And then you can enjoy the rest of your evening.